Dummy Switch Pod. We're
Yes,
back.
sir.
We're back. How are you, Chris?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you, Cordis?
I'm okay. We keep it moving. We keep it moving. My heart was sore this week. The news of Vincent Chituka supposedly signing for your Sharks. How do you feel about that one?
Hey, look, if that goes through, it's big for the Sharks. I won't complain, and it's just another piece being added to the bigger picture and the puzzle, So, yeah, no, welcome.
Yeah, this one, the Lions, they need to pull one of those Tegeo moves where last minute the fax machine breaks down and they can't get the paperwork done in time, because I'm not trying to see this one happening. My heart can't take it. My heart can't take it because Rowan Janssen van Rensburg is also seemingly going to the Sharks.
Oh, yeah, look, geez, if I'm a Lions supporter, I understand where you're coming from. It's a difficult week, to
thoughts and prayers to the rest of the Lions supporters. Thoughts and prayers.
It's if these go through, it's big acquisitions for the Sharks, definitely. The Lions, somebody there at recruitment, they need to be on the market, because there's something wrong. There's something really wrong.
There's something very wrong, but at the same time, I don't think Lions as a management team, as a structure, I don't think they'll be too sad about this one, because we saw URC the last game against Leinster. I think it's Ruan Venter came in and played 7. He's got, a big reputation coming into the team, and he seemingly fulfilled what was promised in that game. He had impact. So I think as a management team, they're not too sad about this, knowing that it's next man up for them. It's a smaller contract. They're not going to have to pay him as more. That seems like it seems like they're clearing the books. Burger Odendaal is gone. Now they're bringing in Marius Lowe. I mean, the Marius Lowe acquisition, I'm not mad at it. Lowe as a player, I like him. He's got his restrictions, but I feel he'll fit in, and I feel that maybe his partnership with Simelane will be better than maybe what Ordendaal's was.
Yeah. Look, from a Sharks fan perspective now, like the Marius Lowe transfer it's a blow, yes, but in terms of if you get Ron Janssen van Rensburg is good, you've got Ben Tapuai there as well, you've got internationals, and you look at the roster that they're trying to build, it does seem like they're trying to get A-listers through and through, guys that are, not saying that Marius Lowe is, but he's not a Bok, nor do you see him getting a crack anytime soon. But solid player, good acquisition for the Lions for sure.
Yeah.
I think he'll definitely bring something different to the Lions, something that, the doggedness, especially at inside center, and possibly, like you say, you can allow Simelane to actually now express himself, if he can get his hands on the ball. So all around, that the Marius Lowe one isn't, look, I can't complain as well, and good for the guy. Maybe he can take his experience and bring influence to the Lions, that's what you'd hope for them. But overall, yes, you mentioned Ruan Venter, but he's not Chituka. Chituka he's a different breed. I'm sorry. That one, if you're the Sharks, you happy. If you're the Lions, you're questioning how do you let it go. I think we spoke about it a few weeks ago where we said to keep a guy like that, you got to give him franchise captain. You have to do everything you can to keep him. And after we say that, they decide, they know better, I guess, they let him go. I guess the value proposition for him, what he'll get at the Lions isn't enticing enough to keep him there,
Yeah, it's not. It's just not enticing enough. I mean, good for the guy. We'll see him signing with Rock Nation, I'm sure. It's opening doors. That's all it is. It's just going to open more doors in his career. And I mean, you think about that Blues trio, it's going to be Kolisi, Chituka, Pepsi Buthelezi.
Yeah. That's a fire back row. That's a fire back row. Like, I'm excited. I'm licking my lips. And I think probably be, once you get those guys together, it'll probably be the most balanced. I think the Sharks definitely at 7, they had Henko Fenter there, his experience, but good enough. But
again, he's not Chituka. He's not Chituka.
Yeah, he's not, and Chituka's just got that extra sauce, man. And it's exciting, it's exciting.
Yeah, let's talk some Currie Cup. We'll dive straight into the Sharks game. Pumas hosting the Sharks. I mean, in the beginning, it seemed like the Sharks were pulling away in the first half. They were the ones getting the points on the board. Pumas struggling to get points on the board. I think it was only like 5 minutes before halftime. Is when they got on the board, but then moment of magic. They got their try coast to coast, even though there's no seas in Mbombela. They went try line to try line, coast to coast. And they pulled it back 10-12 at halftime. It was competitive at that stage.
Look, you're quite right. At halftime, the game looked like the Sharks were going to take it away. But even though throughout that first half, it just didn't feel secure, to be honest. It didn't look secure from the Sharks. Pumas, we always know they're always going to fight at home, and for me, the telling factor is that, they managed to keep the Sharks trialist, and they disciplined somewhat, let them down, and, they gave Boeta Chamberlain an opportunity. But at the same time, you can argue is that it's not like they didn't have their sort of half chances, because it was kind of a sloppy kind of game, from them as well. Especially
the thing is, they play at such a fast tempo that it's gonna make mistakes. Yeah, and that seems like it's the issue, that they're always that one pass away. But they play. I mean, they strike over very, very. It's fast play. It's fast. It's very fast play. So I mean, they have their chances. It's just unfortunate that they're always that one pass away.
And they couldn't capitalize. And I think, look, you will have those days. Teams will have those days. I think for them, they'll be disappointed that they actually didn't give themselves the opportunity to really put the Sharks under pressure, from a points perspective, because, you convert, one more of those chances. It's a different ball game. It's the Sharks are under pressure. You're at home. The crowd is behind you. Give yourself the opportunity to win the game. Alas, it didn't happen. But credit to the Sharks again for just doing what needs to be done and getting the win. Unfortunate that they didn't manage to get bonus points. To keep them at the top of the log. But they've got a clean record so far in the Currie Cup. So hopefully they just can keep that going.
Yeah, just closing ones for that one. I think Mpofu was big again, just unlucky to get injured. Puma struggled at scrum time. Herbst, he was dominant. I think that's something they're gonna have a problem with there. And Boeta's at the wheel. Boeta's at the wheel. He's putting pressure on those other 2 10s within the union.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he's going to fight his way back. He has to, and he's got, I think, a good block coming up. I think when we talk about URC, we'll get to that, but Sharks can't complain.
Can't complain. Let's talk now. Griquas hosting the Bulls. This one, I had said in the last one that this one was good, betting odds for the Griquas to get the win here, unless the Bulls put out a URC team and the Bulls put out a URC team. Yeah, so they effectively killed that chance to make some money. But they needed to, in the end, they needed to put out a URC team because they needed their quality to put this team away.
Yeah, because if you look at the first half as well, it's not like the Griquas were completely out of it. The Griquas really pushed the Bulls, and considering that it was a URC team, for a moment, you could have thought that, hey, listen, it's probably the outright Currie Cup team. At the end of the day, the quality of the Bulls came through, and you saw that with the scoreline. You saw that with the scoreline, but you take nothing away from the Griquas, because the fact that they were also able to get points on against the Bulls at moments that did have the Bulls under pressure, particularly in that first half, that game was was closer, you know, than what the scoreboard suggested, you know. So yeah, if you're the Griquas, you're not too disappointed, you know, because that's a URC team, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they need
definitely
Bismarck du Plessis, who's how many Springbok matches they need that type of a guy to make an impact in this one to, you know, to claim that win. They needed these guys. Without these guys, they don't get this win.
Yeah, you know, and I think, look, for the Bulls as a union, I think it's about getting the wins, you know, and it's a results business at the end of the day. And you know, I think they identified that, you know, they needed to start building momentum for themselves in the Currie Cup, but also that momentum to carry through to URC with those particular players. You know, that winning feeling where things are, the systems are working, when, you know, and obviously picking out the faults in the system to work on for URC. So yeah, look, you can't really complain about the result. You know, it really was inevitable, but take your hat off to the Griquas. You know, they pitched up.
Yeah, more in-depth stuff here. I think, you know, they were spreading the ball to the wings. Moody got a lot of the ball, playing that high tempo running rugby, which is, you know, it's a Jake White thing. I think they shored up the lineouts, which is also a function of Bismarck being in there. Matanzima with the try, the raging bull.
The raging bull.
You know, he continues to put his hands up. Curtly Arendse, Kans linking up there with Hendricks for that try. I mean, they just, it was retaining possession as well. I think that was also important. They retained their possession, they executed, and it was this quality. If we talk Griquas now, Reinhard Jonker, good performances from him. I think joining that line, I was a bit skeptical. You know, he's an inside center playing fullback. So, I mean, you don't know how it's going to go, but I think he's put his hand up there. I think he's on loan for the Sharks, so I don't know if they're going to recall him anytime soon. But I mean, Fassi there, no real chance.
Yeah, I guess that's why he's on loan, you know, but at least he's getting the game time, you know. He clearly looks good enough. And again, like you say, he's inside center, so, you know, that's additional sort of, that's insurance cover for the Sharks, you know, should they need to bring that up. But I think the Griquas for themselves, it's just, they just weren't clinical enough as well, you know, in terms of when they had the ball. You know, I think the decision making was put under pressure, and where the game was being played. And then, like you said, the tempo of the Bulls. You know, the Bulls. I think we picked
things
up
like the 50-22 was killing them in the end, and I mean, those are like, I mean, it's probably something that was more emphasized for URC teams than it is for Currie Cup teams, and it's just showing that sort of high level execution from the Bulls team. But I mean, Hartzenberg, he put his hand up. Sergio, there's quite a few guys here that you know, they were putting pressure themselves.
Yeah, you know, and that's why I said the Griquas did pitch up. You know, they did.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't really fault them. You know, it's just, again, the gulf in class. You know, the differences in quality. You know, those started to come through in the game. The individuals, you know, and the individual talents. And at the end of the day, the Bulls, you know, they rightly so. And it would have been surprising if that URC team didn't get the win.
And the calls for the big teams, because definitely there was a forward pass and the one build-up for the try. So unfortunate for them.
Yeah, you know, but, you know, officiating, look, everywhere. It's just, it needs to be sorted out, man.
Yeah, let's talk Cheetahs. Cheetahs at home versus the Lions. My goodness. I think it was 52-point difference. Again, tough week for Lions supporters. I mean, it was this, and then the following day we got news of Chituka. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Cheetahs were on form. You know, I tend to just mark down players who I think are having a good day. Having a good day at the office, and it's just like you'll end up writing the whole team.
Yeah.
You know, Arnaldi was big, Pino was big, Sikekete, Gideon van der Merwe, Morsi, Francois Steyn, he earned his money. It was just masterclass from all of them.
Yeah, look, you know, enjoyed about that performance from the Cheetahs. It was, it's very professional in the sense that everybody knew their job and that they were doing their job, and then, especially earlier on when they were trying to get that first try, they were patient enough, to keep going again. Eventually they got it in the corner, and
I think that was the only highlight of the Lions, that they managed to keep them out for that long.
Yeah, but again, here's the benefit for the Cheetahs, the benefit of really no real disruptions, and they're spending more time as a group, probably more time than usual, and just the class that's around there, it's especially if you've got guys like Francois Steyn and Ron Pina, they're going to demand a high standard. You've got the up and comers and Mosi, they want to show they prove their worth. You've got Masuku as well there. Almost everybody in that squad is putting their hands up. They want to show their worth because I think they understand that there is a bigger picture and bigger possibilities for them, as players, and it's in their benefit, to pitch up and buy into the high standards of that team, and we're seeing it with the play,
Yeah, no, outstanding play. There's a point a minute stuff for a lot of that game.
Even after the rain break, you would have thought the Lions would have been able to at least, for a minute, for moments, they did sort of regroup, and you could see there was a difference. But look, they
got a good try. The eighth man running through, they got a good try, but
yeah,
wasn't long lived.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, the experience of the Cheetahs is just too much. As much as they have youngsters themselves, but just I think from a coaching group, everything about them is just more experienced. They're more comfortable. They and with the Lions, you can see they're finding their way. And it's a hard one for the young coach. It's a tough one. It's a baptism of fire. In the big leagues. So
yeah, but, plenty of sleepless nights.
You're gonna see gray hair soon on a young 30-something-year-old. So it's not easy to be a coach.
Yeah, I mean, but it's unfortunate for him because, like you said, almost every single position, they're either better or more experienced than the Lions, or the player is just on form. It's really unfortunate. Only positives that I had for the Lions was Rabs. Rabs is always going to be quality.
Yeah.
He came back. Dionisio, I felt, was good. Him and Nkube, I thought I think as a lock pairing, they can go places. They can go places as a lock pairing. Those guys, I believe in them. Rousseau, he's just another guy that's also just experienced. So I mean, things like tidying up under pressure. But I mean, it's just show that he can hang at this level. But I mean, everyone else is sort of lost in the wilderness. We need answers. We need answers. There's just too many questions with this team.
Yeah, like I say, the people in the recruitment office, they need to be in the market. If not for new talent, they need to be in the market for new posts for themselves, because it's not, whatever recipe they've got going there is not working. And yeah, you have to, honestly speaking, from a personnel perspective, and yes, it's a young team, young group in the Currie Cup, but from a personnel perspective, you have to ask yourself the question: what are the Lions' objectives? In terms of long term, medium to long term. What are they trying to achieve as a union? They building. If they're building, they must come out and say, "No, look, we're building, and we're going to take a few L's, but we going somewhere." Or if they backing these guys, if not, they really need to whip out the checkbooks and start working and.
But that's my thing. It seems like even the recruitment, it's like you're getting guys that out of high school are sort of, the SA under 20 players, guys coming from good schools, but it's the guys from Varsity Cup that are making a difference.
Yeah.
And we're not getting the guys from Varsity Cup are going to the Griquas and they're going to Cheetahs and they're making a difference. You've got Hartzenberg.
Big difference.
You've got Cohen Jasper. You've got guys making a difference in games, but it's those guys that are SA under 20 coming from prestigious schools that they're struggling in the competition and they can't make things happen. So recruitment, like you said, seems like a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lions.
Moving on. some other recruitment in this one, if we're going to talk URC, the recruitment of Lucanio Arm makes him unavailable. I think he's gone to the Steelers. Sharks versus Scarlets. Other than Arm, it's just solid team, and I think I'm actually going for a clean sweep. I'm going to put faith in the SA teams. I'm going to say it's a clean sweep this weekend. I've got Sharks winning in this one.
Yeah, no, look, I agree with you. When you say clean sweep, I've got down here, it's, they made a little big push in Europe, and now they're home. And, it's a matter of they need to consolidate and then, need to now start moving forward, because I had a look at the fixture list. It's a block of 4 games at home for all our teams, before they get a one derby round. And then it's also another 4 games against the UK team. So effectively, if I'm not counting the derbies, effectively 8 games where our teams need to capitalize at home. So it's that they need to consolidate. And yes, for the Sharks, it's gone. I think it's it'll be difficult. The Scarlets, they're coming off a big win, so it's not going to be easy, but we're at home, and I think we should have too much for them.
Yeah, strong team. I think that'll get you guys over in the end. Again, last comment on that one is just free no hamba. Marius Lowe, offer him a ride down to Johannesburg. Let's go next one. Bulls versus Munster. We've got no team sheet, but we know that Francois Steyn Morné Steyn is back. Again, I'm going Bulls. Bulls win. Munster, strong team, have been good in terms of performances, but I'm going for the home team.
Yeah, I think the Bulls, for them, they would demand nothing less than a win. Munster, Johan van Gaan is coming back home, at Loftus. It's a homecoming for him, but he's going to get a rude awakening, in my view. Yes, Munster is a strong team, but I think the Bulls know that they have to step up, and particularly up front with this Munster team, because if they forward start going, their backline is pretty dangerous. They're not to move the ball. They can, they've got strike players, so the Bulls are just, I think they need to control it from up front again. Set pieces are going to be key, lineouts, scrums.
If Bismarck starts this one, it's game over for me. I think that hit out against the Greek was just sharpened the team.
Yeah, completely agree. So, everything points Bulls, and they're at home, and like I say, it's a big block of games that are coming up, so it has to be about maximizing.
Yeah, next one, Sunday's fixtures, we got Lions versus Cardiff. Cardiff also on the back of a bit of a hiding. So, Lions more promising in the last game. So I think I'm going to go with the home team here, and I'm going to say Lions to finally get, a W on the board,
Yeah, look, I can actually see that one, like you say, Cardiff just, they had the floor wiped to them, I think this should be a more of an exciting game, because the Cardiff can play that open, expensive game, so I think this one, it should give the Lions an opportunity to really breathe, express themselves, and then, and again, they're at home, and with like you say, they improved, against Leinster. There was an improvement in that URC team. Definitely, we can't deny that. And they want to continue that momentum. And I think they are under pressure to continue the momentum, and with that, they should be able to. I think it'll be a close one, though, but I think they should be able to win.
Yeah, and then last one, Stormers versus Zebra. This one, I can see the Stormers just wiping the floor with them.
Yeah, look, as much as they come off a close loss, Zebra, but in Cape Town.
But it was a moral victory. It was a moral victory against Connacht. They were the better team.
So look, Stormers. I think they'll be raring to go. Willemse should be up for, I think he was 50th this weekend, so you're expecting a big performance from him. He had a big performance last game. I think just once they announce their team, we'll see a really settled team, loose trio that's going to, look to get their hands on the ball, slow
An
down
informed
Zebra's.
Lubbock.
Yeah, and I think they're going to want to, give the ball some air. They should. It's the opportunity now to sort of to really drive home their building blocks and then get the win. The only real game here that I'm really worried, like I can say, it's going to be close. Munster will be close. Cardiff will be close.
Yeah.
Look, actually, all of them will be close, except I don't see the Zebra one being close unless the Stormers conspire against themselves. But all of these should be, except the Zebra game, should be close. But our teams should pull it through.
Yeah, hopefully they pull it through. Clean sweep, boys. Any last closing comments, Chris?
No, they got to get the brims and the mops out. Get ready. To wipe the floor with some foreign players.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Dummy Switch Pod. Thanks for watching.